We are live. How's everybody doing? Let's get started. We're going to talk about the November rally. We got 7 days. Okay, a lot of news here. Number one, okay, we're going to break down what's going on in the macro, the technicals, and the fundamentals. Right now, the most important factors are the macro factors. The Federal Reserve cuts rates in 7 days, so pretty much. We get an inflation report tomorrow, which is it's all right. Donald Trump meets with Xi Jinping, right, to discuss trade negotiations. All we want to see is the meeting happen. We have a lot to get to. The S&P 500 is pretty much back to all-time highs. Okay, we're going to look at the stocks in early momentum, the stocks that are pulling back, that have already broken out, that are in momentum phases, and maybe some long-term investment. So first, we're looking at the S&P 500 here. We've been over the past week, we had been consolidating. We broke down. Everybody got scared. They freaked out. What did we say on Twitter? I said, chill. Bonds are moving up. The VIX is holding below 20. That's good. That's all you really need to know. VIX below 20, but more internally, bonds are moving up. Market breadth is up, which we will cover. Okay, we're going to cover that stuff. Before we get there, we are going to, let's see, what do we got first? VIX strategy. So, point taken here, the S&P is back to all-time highs. Now, I think I don't know what's going to happen. I'm trading this with an iron condor. I'm basically, sideways. What's going on here? I'm basically sideways here. These drawings are ugly. Let me get rid of this. Maybe because I was on, is this on a logarithmic chart? Okay, yeah, we're good. I'm trading SPX. Okay. I'm not taking any big swing trades right now. We will go over a couple of them, but I definitely want to say, can kind of bring us up to date. Here's where we sold off. Nice 3% correction. I think the lows are in. So far, so good. The lows should be in. We pulled back about 3%. So the lows, I believe, are in for the market for October, but it doesn't mean we're going straight up. I still think we have some chop. It could be 2 weeks. It could be early November. We don't know exactly, but we are tracking the momentum. We're tracking trend. We're tracking the sentiment of the market. Number one sentiment gauge is going to be the VIX. We talk about this all the time. We wanted to see, here's our spike, right? We had the VIX spike above 20. I guess this isn't my super trend. Let me see if I have it somewhere else. There we go. Let's go to this one. Here we go. Are we on a log? We'll stay on the log on this one. So we had remember back in April, we spiked all the way to 60. That was complete fear, freak out, panic. The world's going to end. That's what that was, but it just didn't happen and people freaked out. They missed the bottom. And it's tough, but we want to gauge, hey, is this a real threat? What's going on here? We spiked into 28. So we got above that long-term average of 20, but we saw some capitulation. Let's break it down to the 1 hour chart. We saw the capitulation. We saw the rejections on that 20 level, right? We had one here. We had one here. Now we did get above 20. I said, hey, we don't want to close there. We got above, but we did not close. We never closed above 20. That was great. That was perfect. Let me take these EMAs off. That's what we wanted to see, is a rejection at 20. And now we're breaking to new lows. This bull market or momentum is picking back up. Okay, you got to be bullish now. This is the VIX is telling us that confidence is back. In plain English, the VIX is telling us confidence is back. It's time to get long. It's time to choose some spots. I'm not saying go long S&P. You probably are into year end, but it's time to choose your spots, right? Number two, J and K is junk bonds, right? J and K are junk bonds. Bonds lead the equity market. So as bonds slipped after Taco on Friday, when Trump, started talking about tariffs, they started to recover. They were making higher lows. And I was like, well, that's one variable that tells me the market's not too worried about it. There's insiders in the Trump administration. The bond market is more conservative in general. They're more conservatives. They're literally more Republicans. And when it's going up, they know it's Taco. They know it's Trump is going to reverse. And, he's talking his book. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you think. It matters what the market says. We watched the technicals. We watch how the market responds. So junk bonds told me, didn't matter. VIX closing below 20 told me, didn't matter. We want to look for a low, but we want to be patient. Okay. Now, breadth indicators, I'm actually going to take you over. Okay. I'm going to take you over to our Discord so you kind of understand what we're looking at here. If you want to see it on a day-to-day basis, right? We're going to switch the screen here off the charts, because we're posting this live in the Discord consistently. Not as consistent as I would hope, but pretty consistent. Where's our Discord at? There it is. It's free Discord, by the way. I think the link's in the description. All right, yeah, we just posted that video. So we're gonna go to market breadth. I have this all laid out for you. Is it in perfect order? No, but it's gonna help you understand how the market moves, what moves the market, and how to take advantage. Did I forget to post this? Oh, triple B spreads. We never posted that. Wow. Okay. Well, I'll come back to that. Anyways, we're looking at sentiment. We're looking at breadth indicators. Let's go to our breadth indicators in purple, indicated by purple. Number one. Okay. And this is all laid out here on the side, so you can kind of see like, oh, in order, how is it looking? Here's when we slipped with Trump, right? We slipped all the way to the lows on that last Friday. And then I kept posting, hey, bullish breadth cross is what we got. We got a bullish breadth cross on October 21st, which was what? Tuesday. And that indicated in black short-term momentum, short-term, moving averages. Short-term momentum was crossing above the 50, intermediate breadth. And breadth is just the number of stocks participating in the rally above the either 200 moving average, 50 moving average. They're just moving averages, right? Short-term breadth crosses, that's a bull signal. So I said, hey, look, we got another signal, VIX closing below 20. We got another signal, the market's moving higher. Now, I'm not saying, hey, you're going to nail all your trades. You're going to learn how the market works. This takes, time to get this. Once you get it, once you understand, you get a feel for it. If you're interested, a lot of people are not interested. They just want to be told what to do. I can tell you that too. No, I'm just kidding. Once you get a feel for it, you have more confidence in these moves, right? You're like, okay, I'm buying the dip. I'm buying the dip. That's what this told me. Buy the dip. Don't freak out. Don't sell. A lot of people sell. They freak out. So breadth continues to, move up. Yesterday, we had a sharp pull, a sharp, sell off in momentum. So this short-term breadth, this is momentum selling off. Okay. Either way, and we're going to get a new breadth today at the close. We kind of know what's going on here. Now, when it comes to advanced decline breadth, same thing. Okay. Same thing. We had a steep sell off, and then I believe it was yesterday. No, let's just go to this morning. Here's our breadth from this yesterday. You see how advanced decline still moving up? That's bullish. Bullish breadth. One of those indicators, I believe, was, I want to say right here, when breadth in the blue, advanced decline, right? How many stocks are advancing versus declining? Made new highs. When this made a new high and the S&P is trying to recover, I'm like, oh, okay, well, stocks are still getting bought up, right? There's just a rotation. Stay bullish. Pick your spots. We're not even talking about which stocks. We're just saying stay bullish, right? This is breadth indicators. All in the Discord. Go take advantage of it. I'm not selling you anything. Okay? I'm not selling you anything. I'm selling you, commitment. I'm selling you how to learn, right? I'm selling you how to learn. Some of you might already know what you're doing, but I know there's moments where you freak out. There's moments where you lose big, where you're not sure if you should take risk or manage risk, or if you should stay off, and you get frustrated. When you see the market, you feel more confident, right? This is a craft. Swing trading is what I'm giving you here, not day trading. I do not do day trading. It's not my thing. I have guys in the Discord that are great at it. Very hard skill. Okay, harder than this to be good. Swing trading is smooth. You can do it for the rest of your life. You can do it from your phone. You don't need to be watching the screen 24/7. You just need to get, taking information and stay up to date and understand these trends. So we can also look at breadth in terms of how many stocks are moving right above their 50-day moving average as far as sectors. Now, this is an important gauge for you to know right now, but you can see utilities, 96% are above their moving, healthcare. This was a big signal to me. Healthcare is moving up. So that gets me to say, oh, you know what? I've been seeing a lot of tech, industrials, and utilities move up, but healthcare is new. So who's in the rally for healthcare? This gets me interested, and we have some healthcare names, as a matter of fact, right? All right, so I'm not going to go over every single breadth indicator, but we also have, let's see, what did I miss? Advanced decline. We also have new highs. How many stocks are making new highs? Okay, so a couple days ago, I think this was the 21st, we had this big push, right? How many stocks are making new 5-day highs, 1-month highs, new highs, 3-month highs, 52-week highs? When we got this 5-day high explosion, right? Pretty not explosion. It was a big bump. I was like, okay, we're here's a bottom. You might not see it in the index or the individual stocks you're looking at, but this is the entire market, right? S&P 500. We're seeing a big push or impulse of new 5-day highs. So that tells me a bottom is forming, support is there, right? Not so much in every single one because it takes time, but in the intermediate, in the short term, the new 5-day highs are going to react first. So that got me bullish too, right? This is all information data telling me, hey, look, time to get long. Okay, so now this is today. Is this today? This is today, but this is yesterday's data. Okay, we're cooling off now. So you're just tracking it. It's just like a trend, but you're seeing everything at once. We also have leadership, right? Market sentiment. Let's move over to market sentiment here. When you know, when bulls get too bullish, once you hit that 50% mark, a lot of times you're looking for the correction. Okay. You're looking for the correction and you get a little too excited here. And when it gets really low, you're looking for a bottom. You're looking for a bottom. Well, we have the correction and we're not done yet. We could be sideways. We don't know. But bullish sentiment is basically a way of understanding how is everybody feeling. You're just looking for the extremes. If it's extremely high, you're gonna, you're gonna lighten up. If it's extremely low, you're gonna load up, right? Doesn't mean that day, it just means you're planning the load up. Okay. So we're starting to now recover. We got shooken out, right? A lot of people got shooken out. Next, we have fund manager positioning. I really wanted to show you guys this. Act as of yesterday, sell off, right? We had a steep sell off yesterday. Yesterday was Wednesday. A lot of red. You guys saw a lot of red out there. Well, these are active fund manager positioning, and they bought it up. Look at this. They're starting to reallocate. They're at 9. They're above 90% again. Now I think we're chopping. I think we're going to be choppy. That's my instincts. I could be wrong, you know, but they bought the damn dip. That's the point. They bought the damn dip, right? We have the data. Fear and greed index. It slid down extremely low, back all the way to, extreme lows, right? Extreme fear. We're at extreme fear. So this means that the market is sensitive. If there's any kind of negative news, we could get another, sell off. But for the most part, earnings are good. Earnings are solid. The Fed's cutting rates. And, I think the bottom's in. Like I said, by the end of the week, by tomorrow, if the VIX closes below 20, if we get consecutive closes below 20, get your fear is gone. You can't be a wuss, right? If you stay too conservative, you got to be conservative in your process, but you can't be conservative to the point of not pulling the trigger, right? So we're at negative fear. We're super fear. You got to be looking for a bottom here. You got to be looking to get long. Put to call ratio. This one's going to be tricky because there's so many calls. As a matter of fact, I don't even think I posted this one today. Actually, I did. This one's inverted. It's really, if it goes up, those are calls coming into the market. So calls went up a lot. Now they're chilling out. That's good. We want the calls to come down. We want the puts to come up because that gives us a dip buy. Okay. If it's extreme highs like this, that's pretty much the end of the short-term cyclical rally. And we're looking for, a pullback. So now that puts are starting to pick up, that's good. That gives us more liquidity. So we're happy there, right? That's all I want to talk about as far as VIX breadth sentiment. We're tracking this. Here's the Discord link is in the description. Throw me a comment if you want to see more. If you want that Discord, okay, this is all free. All this is free. There is a paid version. It's still being built out. So, you'll understand what value prop that I'm going to give you when it does get fully propped out or built out. But I need to understand, hey, what exactly do you guys need? Because, I'm not just going to throw some shit out there. Excuse my language, YouTube. Sorry. I'm not just going to throw it out there. There's too much information. I want to make sure I get enough feedback where it's actually constructive for you to read and for me to, it makes sense for me. I also, in our general chat, here's what we talk about. Okay. We're talking about these indicators. We have people chatting. Trump pardons convicted Binance, right? Cool stuff. It's whatever. Oh, this is the chart I wanted to get to also right here. What we talked about yesterday. Check this out. Okay. So S&P 500, when it comes to, let's zoom in a little bit. Can we zoom in? No. You guys can see that. S&P 500, when it comes to cyclicality, okay, I want you to really think about this. We have my momentum indicator up here, RSI. You guys know how it works. MACD, you have it down here. I'm no expert on everything, but I know a little bit about technicals. I've been doing it for 5 years. I've made some big mistakes and I've made some, nice trades. I've been able to, support myself and, do pretty well. And I'm hoping to size up to where I can really do, well, but I'm focused on this education part. So check this out. This is really interesting. Every black line down the middle, these are all Octobers. October is special. That's why I told you guys a month ago, the last video I made, I've been busy. I haven't made a whole lot of videos. And I know you're like, oh, where's the content at? Trust me, it's coming, but be patient here. I'm visiting my niece. She's she's a newborn. And the important part is I said, hey, look, we're going to have a correction in October. I said it September 22nd. It's on my Twitter. I'm going to give most information on the Twitter. And I was like, it's coming. We don't know when, we don't know the day, the hour, but it is coming. And we got it, right? The market got sensitive. We pulled back. So now that we already have the correction, it's kind of like, a lot of the anxiety is gone. Now we can gather and say, okay, that, Oklos, Iron, a lot of these stocks were up way too much. They slipped 50, 40, 30%. Now we can reset. But if we think about this, October is always the month where you either have a Santa Claus rally, but you have a Santa Claus rally going into November, but there's a lot of pain somewhere between that. I think most of the pain is gone. It doesn't look too bad. This is the best bull market setup I've ever seen in the macro sense. So I don't see a big correction, right? We're not in a bubble. We're building a bubble. We're not at the end of the bubble. We're at the beginning of the bubble. So when I look at the indicators, the technicals, they're not as great as I would want, to be honest with you right now. I think we have more consolidation. Do stocks go up? Yes, because this is a rotating bull market. But is this like, oh, S&P is going to the moon? Not necessarily. So let's go back to November 1st of 2022. These are all cyclical, seasonality timestamps here. And what you see is here at MACD, which is the trend analysis, we were at the beginning of an upside trend, right? As soon as we flipped, we had a big upside trend. So the MACD was at the beginning stages, right? Same thing for 2023. The MACD had pulled back and it started to pick up. We're at the beginning stages. We weren't, at a high. So 2022 and 2023 were very strong thrusts because the trends contributed to more upside. Versus 2024, it was a little different. Remember, we went into the election, stocks exploded for like 3 weeks, and then they rolled over. And then you had small caps explode, and then they rolled over. So it wasn't as powerful. It wasn't as lengthy, right? I think we're in the same setup, not as weak, but the same setup, because MACD, right, was almost at the end of its ride. Today, we're already at the upper limit of the trend. I'm not saying get bearish. I think the market still goes up, but it's not going to be we're going to have a lot of rotation. So you have to find the right industry. You got to find the right sectors. And we use technicals to do that. The technicals tell us literally who's buying. It's literally market sentiment. It's literally people putting their finger on the button and pulling the trigger. That's why it's the best information in my view, not the fundamentals, not the macro. That's important, but price is what you come for. You don't come and say, oh yeah, great, I'm going to invest because the macroeconomics are good because GDP is going up when stocks are tanking. Okay. Only if the technicals show constructiveness, you want price to go up. Anyways, my whole point is we're at the end of the rally. As far as cyclicality, we're nearing the end. I think we need a down cycle, and this might not come till February. We might be up till February. Then we have a nasty, bigger pullback. I think it's coming, right? Not till next year. If we look at momentum, same thing. Look at our RSI, bottomed out in 2022. That was the end of the bull market. Boom, we crossed above the halfway mark, pulled back the next October, big pullback. Boom, Santa Claus rally exploded over. So that was a strong rally, 2023 into 2024. 2024, we were at the upper end of the RSI. We're actually rolling over. We pulled back, got smashed, right? Here we are again at the upper side of the RSI. This is important. The technicals are telling us that this is not that you must pick your spots. Do not get caught up in thinking everything's going up. Don't be buying weakness. You need to buy strength, and you need to be early. you can't be too late to the party because the market's getting sensitive. Okay, it's getting sensitive, and I think crypto is early still. We'll see how it goes. I say that every single month because I love crypto, but I've learned a lot about crypto. Crypto's so cyclical. Regulatory frameworks matter. The Clarity Act is what matters for crypto. There's a lot going on, right? But I think we're getting towards that time where altcoins really move, and that's going to be a very nasty rally. It could be 1 month and it's over. Okay. As far as the Bollinger Bands, same story. Bollinger Bands were, came all the way to the oversold at the end of 2022, and they bounced higher. They gave us a lot of momentum. Same thing in 2023. We hit the bottom, and this is the weekly chart, by the way, of the Bollinger Bands. We exploded. This was the big rally here in 2023. I think that was one of the strongest rallies for the S&P in certain sectors. But when it came to 2024, hitting that October trend, right? Trend running out of breath, RSI running out of momentum, Bollinger Bands at the end. That tells us, we're going to get a pullback. Boom, we got it not till April, but it came. We're at the same juncture today. Okay. MACD is at the peak, not at the peak. MACD is peaking, and this can last for 2 or 3 months, but it's not, the trend is at the later innings. And this is weekly charts. I'm not saying the whole secular bull market, that's 5 years. I'm saying, you get 2 corrections a year. Typically, we got one in April. I think we're going to get another one either in February or January. It could be January, who knows? But I think we're going to get that Santa Claus rally. We're at the end. We're near the end. We might get another April, May. Okay. Bollinger Bands at the end. So the whole point here is I'm not so excited about S&P stocks because a lot of them are overbought. I need to find my spots. I need to pick my spots, right? That's going to be in our Discord, like I said. And we have a lot going on. Bonds are bullish. We looked at bonds. I'm excited about bonds. I know I'm kind of going too far here, going a lot, but same thing for bonds. This is the same cyclicality for bonds, right? At the end of October, bonds rally. At the end of October, here, bonds were coming down. So that contributes to the S&P. If bonds are coming down, rates are going up. S&P didn't perform as well, right? Here, we're heading into bonds going up. So this is different. This is why I think even though the momentum and the trend isn't as strong, small cap, cyclical, rate sensitive momentum is still the best trade in the market because rates are falling. The Fed is cutting. The Fed is cutting rates. The bond market is lifting, and I think this continues. Why? Because the labor market is really slow, and it's slowing. We're going to get an inflation report tomorrow. It should be weaker than, if it is weaker than expected, the market's going to rip. Trust me, the market's going to rip. If it comes in line, this is going to be the peak of CPI because it's not going higher. It can't. There's just not enough consumer spending. A lot of you probably know people who are not spending too much. They're pulling back in some areas. People are really thinking about this. And it's all the spending, all the GDP is coming from, compute, AI, generation, robotics, all that CapEx. So as bonds break out, this is super bullish for risk assets. It's not super bullish for value stocks and, consumer staples. Hell no. This is bullish for anything that is high risk, right? And the market cap, makes it differ, but high risk as in they're sensitive to the economy. This is pure cyclical acceleration. Pure cyclical. As this goes as this goes up, the manufacturer cycle is going to expand. So you see the momentum for bonds are rising. This is you need to pay attention because we're going to get some big moves here coming at the end of the year into January. I think the peaks in February, could be wrong, somewhere around there. Okay. So bonds look great. Now, my whole thing is here. Look, if bonds are bullish, rates fall. If rates fall, liquidity rises, more money into the market. That's all it cares about. We might be at the end of, liquidity, rising liquidity, risk on. Risk on means look for a bottom or a breakout in your favorite names. That's what we're looking at here. Okay. Okay. That's enough for the Discord. We're not going to go through everything. We also have news here, tweets, stock news. You're able to contribute if you have good news there. We're still building it out. So a lot of stuff here, the economic cycle, I'm going to be posting macro data. Let's get back to the charts, right? My whole point is I have some stuff that you guys might find valuable, and go check it out. It's free until otherwise. Okay. Let's get back to our charts now, and let's tackle the next topic here. No, that's not the chart I want to see. Here we go. All right. What you came for. This is what you're here for. Bullish junk bonds. Okay, that's very bullish for the market. Let's go back to S&P. What are we looking at here? Okay, we're going to hit Tesla, Bitcoin, Ethereum, because those have been my longest, bullish plays. And I think we're getting to the point where they really start to take off. Tesla hasn't broken out since 2021. Ethereum, same thing. Bitcoin has performed pretty well. So S&P is knocking on that breakout. Okay, you guys need to pay attention here. It's knocking. Now here's my thing. Here's my debit spreads. What the hell is this? Here's my actual SPX, huh? SPX. Maybe it's not on this one. Oh, here it is. Here's my iron condor. So I'm going to show you how I'm playing it really quick. I'm playing. And by the way, I have also, you guys might like this. Look, I'm running an iron condor. Let me show you real quick the more value onto that Discord, so you can see what it kind of looks like, because nobody wants to go to some stupid Discord that is just a waste of time. And maybe it is a waste of time for you. Maybe it is. But I want you to show you how I'm going to post my trades, my swing trades. This is not necessarily a swing trade. This is a straight premium trade. So if you scroll down, I'm still organizing it. You can give me active swing trades. Okay. Active swing trades. You got the bullish stuff, calls, put, credit spreads. These are all bullish. If it's green, obviously puts are red. Iron condor is neutral. That's what I'm doing today. I actually laid this out. Boom. You click on it. You can see exactly how I'm trading it on Robinhood. I'm not sized in because I'm waiting to see what happens. But I am, I'm probably down on the position right now. It's an iron condor. If you're not familiar with that, you can ask questions, but I'm basically selling the 685. You can see it here. You don't need to, you have the strikes, you have the expiration, which is in 7 days, right? 7 days. Remember the ring, 7 days. Average credit, $2.18 per contract. Nothing big. I'm saying, hey, you know what? Let me hedge about $500. I'm going to risk 50%. I can lose 250. If I see something good, I'm going to size in a little more. But right now I'm not sized in. I'm just like, I'm filling out the water to see if I can sell premium. I think the market goes sideways. I don't think we're going to burst out yet. If I'm wrong, that's okay. I'm long, a couple stocks that we're about to hit right now. Okay. All right. I forgot about that. I want to make sure you guys see everything. All right. So back to that iron condor on the charts. Come on. Here it is here it is when it comes to the actual chart. My upper limit, my lower limit expires October 31st on Halloween, right? So as long as we're in this, I think we're good. We grind, and then boom, we break out as hedge funds and mutual funds start to buy back from tax loss harvesting. I've seen this trend happen so many times. I could still lose on the trade, but I want to, I might be collecting, I might be at 50% within 2 days if it doesn't move. If we're still here in the middle, I'm going to be at 50%. And then I get out the trade. I'm not collecting 100%, right? I'm going to start these iron condors. So those are trade lists. You have access to my trades and anybody else who posts those trades. Okay. Those are options. All right. Now let's go ahead and tackle what we're looking at here. Tesla. We're going to start with Tesla. We're going to use our trend analysis. This is how I analyze the market. Let's go to the weekly chart. Okay. It's time to get, it's time to get in this. All right. So first and foremost, we're on the weekly chart. This is my favorite chart to start with. I'm a swing trader. So I don't need to be on the 5. I need to start with the bigger picture view. I can go to the monthly, but I like the sweet spot. Big pictures are daily, weekly, and monthlies. I like the weekly. The weekly tells me what? If I just measure it out, now this doesn't matter as much because my screen is small. So you can double click here to make it, to even it out. But I want to see that resistance. Look how the bigger the consolidation, the bigger the breakout. When Tesla did this, okay, before, I'm not saying it's going to make a 10x move, but the last time Tesla did this big consolidation, because it's a pure innovation play, okay, it's a pure play on, straight disruptive innovation. It consolidated from 2010 for 3 years, and it went up 500, 600%. Okay, whatever, not that crazy. And then it went up again. It consolidated for another, let's say the consolidation started at the first little pullback here. Okay. It consolidated from 2014 to 2019. This is when I actually got into Tesla. It broke out. This was the big move. It went up 10x. Okay, a little more than 10x. Well, guess what? We peaked back in 2021, and we've been consolidating for 4 years, and we're near the breakout. I think it's going to happen by the end of the year. I think we're at least heading for, if I were to do an ultimate peak, I'm going to say that Tesla is heading for at least $1,800. Okay. Not next year, but somewhere in the next 2 to 3 years. I think we're headed for near 2K. So that's a good 5x from here. Okay, that's a 5x from here. Now, you don't have to believe me. That's just based on what Tesla's done before on the upper limit. I think we're headed for 2000 before we hit another consolidation period, like a long 2 or 3 year consolidation period, because of what they're doing. It could turn secular and, you break out EVs, whatever. But Tesla's at record cash flow. Their cash flows are starting to expand. Nobody's ever done this. They're starting to win. Tesla is winning here. The fundamentals are very important. Okay. Now, in the short term, my trade on Tesla, which I am still waiting because we'll go over that. I think we're just heading for the about 800, this 1.618 Fibonacci. I think we're headed for 800 by next year. That's a double, pretty much a double from here. Okay, that's what I think we're going to see. Now, when I look at the momentum trend. MACD is a bunch of moving averages. Instead of looking at the simple moving average and moving it around, I'm just going to look at the MACD. It gives me a divergence, convergence, which just means, is there a acceleration or a momentum change in a sustained momentum move? And yes, we have that. Okay, it's expanding. So we're in a bullish trend for Tesla. How's our momentum? Well, it is at the top, but you got to understand, when RSI actually crosses 70, it actually has another burst, right? Look at here for Tesla. It crossed 70 when Tesla was around 335, and it jumped all the way to 4. It went up another 100 points. So this time, I think we have a stronger backdrop. We have more rate cuts, lower, increase in liquidity, and Tesla's about to unleash. They're building their own super chips, so they don't have to really use NVIDIA, TSMC. They're building their own chips. This is the best stock in the market. Tesla is the best mega cap stock in the market. Sorry, NVIDIA, you're very important, but Tesla will be the best performing stock over the next 5 years, in my view. In my view, I could be wrong, could be totally wrong. But if they execute, it's game over. You want to own this stock. I want to trade it. I want to trade it too. So when I dial in here, we know the momentum is rising on the weekly chart. Let's go to the daily chart. The daily chart tells us that we're slowing down. We're actually consolidating. Look at the MACD. It's like, nope, we're not there yet. Now we're off the midpoint for the daily chart. This is undecided. That's why I'm not long yet. I don't know. I'm waiting for the actual momentum to come in. I'm waiting for the, a technical acceleration. I don't see it yet, but we're getting close. There's definitely buyers here. Now we're looking. Now we might as well just do this. Okay, we might as well just say anything over 455 is going to be money. A lot of resistance there. Let's go ahead and dial in a little closer. I know we're spending a lot of time on Tesla, but again, this is going to break out pretty soon. Look at that not volume. Look at that momentum pick up. Very strong chart. Okay. Tesla's consolidating. Reverse head and shoulders, couldn't break out. This thing over, I want to say once it gets over 450, you want to pay attention. 450. If you see a 5-minute close, if you see a 30-minute close above 450, you better pay attention. It hasn't really closed above 450 very much. We had like one bar here over 450, 1, 2, and it hasn't been back since. It really hasn't closed since. If we go to the 3-hour chart, let's say 3 hours of consolidation, have we had a close above 450? One close. Okay, back here when it first broke out, but that's it. Nothing over 450. So you need to pay attention to the 450 level for Tesla. Tesla's gathering momentum. It could go either way. It could retest 400. We don't know. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm going to hit this comment real quick. What up, Tanner? Good price for Tesla. Oh, he's there to talk about it. I've got a lot, but I want to stock. I've got a lot, but want to stock a little more. Dude, yeah, Tesla's going to be great. It's an easy buy for shares. If you want to trade options, you're going to be trading it a little more risky. I wouldn't really trade options on Tesla unless you're very confident, but with shares, that's an easy buy. So for Tesla, where do you want to buy it? I mean, if you're looking for investing, I'm buying Tesla now. I'm buying it now if I'm investing. If I'm trading it, I want to wait for the 450 level, even more 455, right? Anything in this gap, anything in this area, 470 down, we're headed for all-time highs. We're headed for that 480, 490, and then it's game over from there. So again, what's the catalyst? And we could talk about catalyst all day long. Let me go back to my notes. The catalyst is the Fed is cutting rates. Long-term rates are coming down. It's going to be cheaper. Tesla's killing competition. It's going to be fundamentals, but it's really the robot, right? Can they finance Optimus? Optimus is probably the biggest money maker in the history. Might be the best product in the history of all markets, or an Optimus robot. Okay. I'm not going to talk about why. That's not what we're here for right now. I'm just looking at the technicals. Once it breaks, it's game over. Okay. 465. I mean, we'll see. It's just not time. Tesla's tough. See the volume starting to pick up on the daily, right? I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the weekly. Look at the weekly. See how that volume is falling, falling, falling? You're going to have one of these weekly candles rise above all these. That's the buy. Everyone's going to pile in. It's gone. So it's we're around the corner. I don't know when it's going to be. Maybe when the Fed, cuts, when China makes a deal with with Trump. October, November. I'm saying November stock predictions. Tesla is going to be one of those biggest winners. All right. Let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been consolidating right now. Momentum's okay, right? Momentum's okay. It's not, I think Ethereum outperforms, but look at our momentum on the weekly. It's rolling over. That means Tesla's not really, it's not going to break out, I don't think, before Ethereum. I think Ethereum makes a move first. Okay. It's kind of in no man's land. Let's call it no man's land. It's a little bit in no man's land. It is, the good part is that it's close to oversold. It is consolidating in this range, but for Bitcoin, you're waiting for anything above 125, right? And if you're just investing, well, hey, you should own some micro strategy, because that thing is getting destroyed versus Bitcoin, MSTR. And they have so much Bitcoin. You got to remember, they have more Bitcoin than most countries. I think only like 3 people have more Bitcoin than MicroStrategy. So I'd be accumulating MSTR. Could be the biggest stock in the market as Bitcoin continues to swallow gold. I know gold's up big, and it's like I told you, go. Listen, gold is a great play, but it doesn't have more potential than Bitcoin. It just doesn't. Gold is not going to 50 trillion. Okay, it's not. It'll probably peak out around 30 trillion at the most. And that's because of panic. As things stabilize and the Fed cuts and liquidity rises and there's more debasement, gold, the liquidity in gold is not secular. Nobody 30, 40 years old is really loading up on gold. They're going to be loading up on crypto and stocks. You'll have some gold, but they're going to load up on crypto and stocks. So gold's trend, let's take a look at gold's trend. Gold is still accelerating. It still looks good, but it's like a 15-20 trillion dollar asset. So I'm not interested in gold. I'm not. Maybe earlier, but not now. You could trade options on gold, but I'm not interested. So Bitcoin's okay. Let's look at Ethereum. ETH USD. This is what I think is going to break out first. Okay. Now when we look at Ethereum, when we break it up, let's go ahead and take that Bollinger Band off. Okay, Ethereum is in an upside trend. Still holding this beautiful trend. Okay, barely, but it's in the trend buy zone. Okay, these are Octobers. Look at a couple Octobers ago, so we can go back to October again, because we always see like an acceleration in October, November. So last time ETH came, right, it was at 1,000, accelerated for who knows how long. The peak was in April. It doubled. Okay, this October went from 1,800 to 3,200, another double. This October, it went from 2,400 to 4,000, went up 50%. This October, we're near the breakout. I think ETH by year end or January is headed for, I think it's headed for a double. I think it's going to 8,000. Okay, I think it's going to 8,000. The minimum 6,000. That's where I think it's headed based off these, these technicals and historic data. Right now, the momentum, the RSI is actually, blowing off. It doesn't look great. It's not ready yet. It needs a catalyst. That is the Clarity Act. On the daily, however, the daily chart looks good. The daily chart is different. The daily showing bullish divergence, RSI picking up, accelerating from September while price is dragging. This is bullish divergence on the daily chart. Now, how does that go against the weekly? Well, the daily might break out, and all it does is the weekly bounces at the halfway mark at the 50. The 50, usually you don't have assets that are in an uptrend. They don't go all the way back down to the 30 RSI. They don't do that. They stay halfway. They stay at the 50 and they bounce. So ETH should be bouncing at the 50 and reaccelerating. This MACD doesn't look great, but it's a lagging indicator anyway. So I think the daily is going to give us that upside move for ETH, right? Now we're looking at, so we looked at Tesla, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I think those are long-term secular trends. You can close your eyes and buy them, in my view, and still have own technology without the risk, because BlackRock owns. We're not going into this whole thesis. Now, a little more riskier side when it comes to crypto. Okay, Chainlink looks a little bearish. And this all depends on the Clarity Act. This is the biggest upside in the market, okay? You guys got to understand, they're working with the Federal Reserve. They're working with the entire, let me just put it this way. The entire financial system is rebuilding on Chainlink's technology. It's rebuilding. You just need the Clarity Act. Mark my words. I know it's been forever. Some of you have been watching me. You're like, damn, he's been talking about this forever. Nothing's changed, okay? I'm going to show a lot of news in the Discord pretty soon, because you only care about price. But I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a $500 billion asset, right? This is going to be the size of Palantir in the next 3 to 4 years. Could be bigger, right? Because crypto capitulates. But what they're doing is supporting the entire financial system. All tokenization is going through Chainlink. Not all, like nine. When I say all, I mean most, right? So this is the most. If I anything that I make with trading, this is what I'm buying. I'm buying more Chainlink. Okay, I'm buying more Chainlink. So that's what I would say. If I'm going to accumulate anything, it's going to be Chainlink. And this is a buy now for me. This is a buy now. This is not a wait for the breakout. This is a buy now. If you're trading it different, this is a buy now. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's go to the stock market. I just wanted to, give us a good little restart, because we have, I've been off for a little bit. We're going to start with, we have a lot of stocks. We have so many stocks, but I want to start with early momentum. Lululemon. Okay. Lululemon has one of the most beautiful, swing trade macro charts that I've seen in a long time. Last time I seen this was Celsius. Okay. Celsius had this nasty bullish divergence right here. Okay. The momentum reset, a full reset. And this means the company's either going to fail, they're going to, they're going to die, or they're going to pick up. So this bullish divergence happened right here, where we saw Celsius start to pick up in the RSI. Price was still moving lower. And then you got the big buy move. This was it, right? From 21, moved up to 33, consolidated, and it went to 65. So it tripled from that bear market divergence low. See how the MACD crossed over way down here, right? MACD crossed over. So you might be, oh, buy zone. Well, you got to be patient. You do have RSI. You have to buy. That's why we do leap calls a lot of times, because sometimes you're still going to get burned, but that momentum will come. And what season was it? This was February. It started in February. Celsius is more of a defensive growth play. So it's not necessarily in the same class as crypto. It's more of a defensive / growth. Early growth, defensive, because, everybody's buying Celsius still. So it's more of a defensive play. Anyways, and it could become an offensive play. Back to Lululemon, I think this is just a battered down stock that's recovering. We have bullish divergence all the way back from July of 2024, bullish divergence. Okay. And I think that's a great setup. The monthly chart looks even better. I have too many charts here. This is just my support and resistance, but we are breaking the downtrend. Now we're getting the cross here for Lululemon. This might not break out till end of November. Okay, I went to the mall. They're struggling. They have a lot of competition, but trust me. You guys remember who is it? Who's the girl that got on? That they hired and the stock went up a lot. What the hell is the brand? American Eagle, right? What is this ticker for American Eagle? Let's look at the stock. Let me go find it. It's in my consumer Discretionary. Oh my gosh, what are you doing, bro? I ain't got time for this. Consumer discretionary. Yeah, it's consumer discretionary. All right, we'll go here it AEO. Okay, cool. AEO. So who's the girl? Sydney Sweeney, right? Sydney Sweeney or whatever. So she came in. A lot of these retailers are doing this. They're hiring people and they're just restarting their brand. Lululemon's going to do it. Mark my words, they're ready to rebrand with a celebrity. It's coming. It's coming. The company's too big. So they rebranded, market caps at 2.8 billion. Oh my gosh. And now we have it's American Eagle, right? American Eagle is probably going to fail. When do they rebrand? Must have been here in April, right? 2025. Yeah, somewhere around the so they went from 10 to 18. They almost doubled. Still, it's Lululemon's a lot better business than American Eagle. I'm never shopping there. Not that I'm the customer, but anyways, the technicals look amazing for Lululemon, right? All-time highs are around 500. Call it 500. A lot of consolidation. I think they're going to do a recovery. Your early stage momentum for MACD, which is trend, right? Then your early stage RSI. So you got to be a month out. I'm sorry, you got to be at least a year out for these call options, these leap calls, in my opinion. You want to have more than one or two because you're probably going to get a rejection in this 250 area before it really breaks out. You might get a rejection at the trend. It might come all the way to 300 and then get rejected and come all the way back down to 200. We don't know. So you want to make sure you're coming out as it goes up. This will all be in the Discord. Join the Discord. But if it breaks out, those leap calls will really print. And you don't want to be holding your full size. You should be taking profits on the way up and then leave at least one contract for it to blow off top. Okay. Macro looks great. So Lululemon will rebrand. This stock is going much higher. I love the technical setup. It's early stage. Our next one is CRM. Okay. Agentic AI is the play for this, right? A lot of support here. It's been supporting this level since May of 2024, so over a year. I mean, it's this levels we've been at this level for 5 years now. And CRM is a great business. They are a little disrupted. They're pretty, overvaluated. Earnings are at 37. They're gonna do good. They're gonna do good. They have something down the pipeline. If there's anything about big tech, it's that they pull something off. RSI accelerating. Okay, this is huge bullish divergence. Huge bullish divergence. I'm trading this one, not really, investing in it. Sure. So you have bullish divergence there. You have trend trying to emerge right off a strong 240 level. It's easy pickings here, right? Salesforce, CRM, you got to be long a year out. You got to be long, breaking the trend. Okay. Now, if we dial in a little bit, let's look at the daily. Okay. We need to hold 250. We really want to be able to hold 250 as a whole number, maybe even 255. That's where the gap was at. 255, 250. Hopefully we hold that. My stop would probably be honestly under 253. Yeah, I'd probably do 253 stop. I wouldn't like that. So tight stop. This one's easy. Broke out, pulled back. And a lot of room to move here. So CRM, Salesforce, that's another one. This is agentic AI. It's a 200. It's a big stock. 250 billion. It's a mega cap stock. Enterprise software. Fed's cutting rates. Labor market's getting trashed, which hurts and helps this business at the same time. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. They compete with Microsoft. I like CRM. Next we have Toast. Okay, and I just saw this one. This is also $20 billion market cap. Look at the trend on this one. Okay, because I think what we're seeing here is, let me get back to my plays. What's our volume for today? BYD, don't trace that trash. Oh, BBAI looks good. Okay. Starting to come back up. Anyway, my bad. Toast. I don't want to get too distracted. So Toast, back to Toast. This is going to be a part of FinTech, right? This is a part of FinTech. Our FinTech community with Affirm, Robinhood, Lemonade, SoFi, whatever that is, Root Insurance. Well, these technicals look great. You're having first of all, you're having a breakout from the trend. The trend is breaking. I might even buy a leap call today. Okay, $30 stock should be some good. Hopefully, they have strikes that are far off, far enough. Toasts has, accelerating revenue. The fundamentals are strong here. RSI just crossed above on the daily. So the daily looks really good, right? Look at that accelerate. You have trend acceleration. You have momentum acceleration. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly is still trying to gather trend, upside trend. But, obviously you can see by the technicals, it's already in an upside trend. RSI didn't fully reset. Doesn't really need to. I'd be more constructive if we get above 50. So more than anything, I think the true strength here is a move above these, these sell above 40, a move above 40. 40 is a psychological level. And it's like, oh, why would I buy it at 40? It's not that you buy it at 40. It's just that if we get to 40, that's probably a sign that this stock is headed higher. Okay. And once it gets above 40, people just love to buy over whole numbers. They just love to buy whole numbers. Okay. So we'll see what happens. But Toast is another one of those accelerations, right? Affirm. See if we have FinTech looks good. Look at Affirm looks good also. I'm not a fan of this, but buy now, pay later. I mean, sure, if you're responsible. But people love it. Okay. Affirm is starting to reaccelerate. I'm not a big fan of these stocks. I'll trade them, but I think the rate cut is what they need. And we're going to get that. So I should be bullish, but I just have a bias, I guess. I'm like, oh, there's too many plays. Robinhood, love Robinhood. I think it's an amazing, Robinhood's made my career so far, but I don't want to buy Robinhood at $100 billion, company right now. It's 120 billion. I'll wait till it gets destroyed. That thing never stopped going up. I'm not going to chase it. Right? I'm not going to chase to trade. You could sell puts on this. Not my bag of tea right now. Not my bag of tea. Lemonade Insurance. Keep your eye out for this one. We're looking at FinTech. Lemonade looks great. Okay. It's trying to reaccelerate on the daily. Let's go to the weekly chart. I think the weekly is rolling over. There we go. So it's rolling over on the weekly, unfortunately, but it's in a nice trend. It's in a nice upside trend. I don't really like the momentum and trend. Now, if I took those off, this is a great chart, right? Pretty much V bottomed, goes right back up. Great chart. You're trying to break over this resistance. We're at IPO'd somewhere around 50. Okay. So I would say this, watch the 50 level. Okay. Watch the 50 level. That seems to be a very important level for Lemonade Insurance. They pissed me off. They freaking increased my insurance. And it's hard to get a hold of. First of all, it was easy. Now it's kind of, whatever. Either way, the stock looks good. The stock looks good. Anything above 50, maybe it needs to consolidate a little longer. We'll see. The Fed's going to cut and it's going to go wild. SoFi, okay, whatever. Not a big fan. I don't really care about these stocks, to be honest with you. But I saw them earlier and I was like, damn, these stocks look good. Look at, what is this? Upstart Holdings? Yeah, these stocks look good. We're heading into holiday spending. That's why. Holiday spending, credit card, Black Friday. Everybody wants, get the new iPhone. So we're heading to their earnings are going to get priced in. They're going to get, their guidance. I think earnings are going to take these stocks off. The stocks are going to rip because they're going to say, hey, our guidance is up a lot, right? Big wedge pattern there. So more than anything, yeah, I think you got to pay attention to FinTech. Root Insurance. I used to actually use this. Maybe I'll go back to them. We'll see. So these stocks look really good. How's the momentum? So almost done selling off. Okay. A lot of them look good, but Toast definitely looks the best. Toast looks the best to me. Affirm looks okay. Now let's move to healthcare. This is a really strong basket. I think we pointed out in the Discord, healthcare is actually strengthening. So if you go XLV, okay, XLV is going to be our healthcare sector for S&P, and we do relative strength versus SPY. You can see that healthcare has been losing against the S&P forever because, S&P 500 has big tech, and there's probably a rally going on. You've had nothing but green since September. Healthcare has been lagging. Big upside move. Now, it's probably going to roll over again, but what you're seeing is that momentum is probably picking up for healthcare. You can even go Biotech IBB / SPY. That's going to be our Biotech versus SPY. You can see the trend's been picking up since May, right? Biotech, I think I really like. I'm not a big on healthcare. I don't really care about UNH anymore. Everybody loves UNH. Don't care. Maybe it does go higher, but guess what? It's probably a good stock to trade for, big hedge funds, but I want to trade biotech. I want to trade biotech that I understand or that I know, not just these crazy names with all this crap. So here's what I got. Here's my biotech basket. Okay, our healthcare sector basket. Let's go over these. I got a lot of baskets here. We're gonna start with healthcare services because I think these stocks are starting to bottom. Okay, keep your eye out for DNA. Okay, now the thing about these, depending on the market cap, let's see, we're at 708. This is a small cap stock. This thing can move. As soon as it gets over 15, the thing is gone. Keep your eye on 15 for DNA, disruptive technology. Let me go tell you a little bit about what they're doing. Ginkgo Biowork Holdings. We're getting deregulation, RFK. We're competing with China. A lot of innovation is going to happen quickly in 2026. I think we're going to have a biotechnology renaissance, as a matter of fact. Biotech applicated across agriculture, industrial, chemicals, and pharmaceutical, operates through the cell engineering and biosecurity segments. This is genetic editing. So we're going to get a lot of that coming up. My bad. I didn't see your. Okay. What do you think about BYD? I know everybody wants to listen. I'm going to tell you right now, Biggs. I'll look at BYD and okay, a couple of you guys. I'll look at BYND, but I don't like those stocks. I'm not a fan of those. And not for you, Biggs, because you probably pay attention. It's just that other people are going to go chase it, and it's not a good trade for a lot of people. It's just not, right? NTRA, this one looks good. These are easy trades. Look at this acceleration. The momentum looks very good. You guys are like, I don't care. All-time highs. Natera is probably going to be a good trade. I don't even know what they do. It's just a beautiful chart. Raise the price target. Okay. Market cap 26 billion. Solid biotech. Healthcare services. Yeah, healthcare medical services. Commercial genetic testing. Another genetic testing. Breaking this consolidation. Dude, I'm going to be long this stock. Your stop is 179. Easy. 179 is your stop or below this. I might even get long after this live stream. I need to finish this within the next 10 minutes, right? Maybe I shouldn't get FOMO, but look at these. These things are strengthening. They didn't even care about the pullback. What do we got here? We got Guardian Health, right? These are all recovering. Hims, okay? Now, Hims is weird. Hims is a great stock for just the technicals, right? Or just the price action. Look at that wedge. But it's still trying to play catch up. You can see the momentum, the trend is still rolling over. You just can't get it up, right? No pun intended. Actually, no pun intended. Just can't get it up, man. But once it's done, once it's ready, it's gonna be nice. Right? Just gonna take a while. This one looks way better. Oscar. They're also innovating. Shares come 3% after 507 countries. Mississippi launching AI tools for new healthcare plans. People love new upgrades, right? They love new upgrades. Trend is accelerating. RSI is accelerating. We're on the weekly chart. Clear resistance, right? I'm giving you easy wins here. Over 24, gone. Watch it over 24. We'll see the volume accelerate. This is way easier than trading Hims right now or this other stuff. Okay. Again, I'm not a day trader. That's why I'm not a day trader. BYD is a day trade. It's not a swing trade. This is clap that. No, I'm just kidding. This is ClearPoint. Very small market cap. Okay. AstraZeneca. No, that's not as a Zenta. Okay. I'm waiting for some of these. They're not all ready, but just keep your eye on these trends. Eli Lilly. Okay. Ooh, starting to like it. Starting to like it. Broke the trend. Now consult over 850. Over 850. And I would have liked to buy it lower, but over 850. This is drug. I don't know if I like this because I don't know what it is. but this must be a small cap. We talked about it before. Okay, this is what I like. Novo Nordisk. Okay. Um, very strong bullish divergence. I want to be a year out because nothing, something can happen. Obviously, they have a lot of money in the pipeline. Trend accelerating. Okay, it may not be ready for months, but I want to buy that option really, really far out. So this one looks better for me. Genomics. Now these are absolutely ripping. I don't even know what to call these. Personalis. I don't even know what this is. Okay, I'm gonna look at your guys' stuff. Okay, Scofus and Biggs. I'm gonna look at it. Just want to make sure I get through these quickly. Okay, PSNL. Great price action. Look at that. The hold of 750. This is a small cap stock. Okay, what do they do? This is in medical nursing. They do genomic testing for cancer. All these things are going to be popping with all the deregulation. All right. Still waiting for this to reset. This is one of my favorites. Okay. These are accelerating. Holy smokes. The RSI went way too high. Okay. So I'm going to wait for consolidation on Intellia, Therapeutics, Editas. This could be an easy 10x here. Okay. Same thing. Beam Therapeutics, same thing. Okay. We're waiting on these. This one looks better, actually. Yeah, Beam looks good. Okay. This is Grawl. Don't even know what this is. I just know it looks good. Wait for a pullback there. It's on the watch list. I might get rid of some of these. There's too many of them. CRISPR Therapeutics. I'm most confident about this. This is the leader in gene editing and genomic. They have patents, blah, blah, blah. I'm actually going to be looking for a buy here pretty soon. I want to see this RSI reset to 50 or somewhere around here. If we get that, I'm going to buy into the pullback because it's in an uptrend now and it's getting very close, right? Look at that trend. It's getting very close. And then once it gets above 89, game over. This thing is moving to like 100, 150. Who knows? 6 billion market cap, could be 60 billion. The total addressable market for this is in the trillions. Well, okay, let me not exaggerate. It's not there yet. Could be in the trillions though. Show comments on stage. Just throw that up there. There we go. So RX. So anyways, those are the genomic. That's the healthcare side. Now let's go to your guys' stocks real quick. First, we have Canope. Scofus. Okay, let's look at Kano. We're at the weekly chart. First of all, what's a market cap? Okay, small cap stock. Anything can happen. It's in the marine shipping transport industry. Trying to recover here. Any good news? Revenue B. Okay. Well, manufacturing is going to pick up. I don't know how they rank. No clue how they rank. This stock has been getting Merck 29. I would say this, the fact that it's nearing 10, that's the breakout zone. The stock wants to get long over 10. The way I would do it is, okay, I would look at the trend here. It needs to hold this trend. As long as it holds this trend, I'm buying. My stop is easy. If I want to get into it now, my stop is under, it's a big stop, but it's under 8. So anything under 8 and it holds for a day, I'm out. I don't want that. If it holds, it's out. It's too weak. And I'll look to re-enter, but that's probably my stop. A tighter stop would be under 875. That might even be better, to be honest with you. I just don't know the character of this stock, so I can't really say. I don't know the character. I haven't seen it long enough. Everyone moves differently, just like personality. So I don't really know. So it's either a stop here, 2 stops, right? Cut in half. As far as momentum, it is accelerating, Scofus, right? And it tried to dip and went higher. So this thing has a lot of momentum. Looks good. Where are they out of? United Kingdom. Acquisition of shuttle tankers. I mean, you know the business, right? You know the business. Over 10, it's game over, right? I think once it holds 10, you want to see it hold 10, that thing's gonna rip. It's in an upside momentum phase. Let's see, it's probably slowing down on the daily, is my guess. Yeah, look at that. Came back down, starting to pick up. Slowing. Oh no, it's picking up on the daily. Okay. Scofus, great stock. Great stock. This one looks good. Okay. I'm not going to trade it. I don't trust the UK. I don't know. I don't have enough confidence. But I'll tell you what, if it can do something like this under 10, you're basically just wedging. You're wedging, it's like a spring, and then boom, gone. So over 10, Scopus, over 10, a lot of momentum. Stick with it. I'd hold. I call it a hold. We got a BYND, okay, with 1 billion in volume, insane volume, short squeeze. The problem with BYD is that how much volume came in? 2.7 billion, 2.3 billion. This was a huge short squeeze. The business is trash. Nobody's buying this crap. Okay, just because they're going into Walmart, they literally just priced in all of their earnings, right? What's the market cap? 1.15 billion. Damn, they got to a billion already. Where was the market cap before it fell? I could have sworn this thing was like the market cap got down to 39 million. Okay, I misspoke. I told my brother 10 million. The market cap got down to 38 million. This business almost failed. You think one deal? I know it's a trade for most of you. You think one deal takes us to? Oh wait, no, that's not a billion. How the hell is that a? Oh, I'm tripping. I'm sorry. Why did it say a billion? Freaking trading view. That trading view is tripping. Okay. 287 million. Yeah, I think the short squeeze happened, and it's going to be a lot like Open Door. This is just another meme stock. Open, right? Look at Open, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. But once you miss this, you've missed the first pump, right? Everybody comes in here. This was a nice breakout. I mean, it was pretty clear, right? You had the trend broke out. Here's where you enter. Open, big volume. Well, volume wasn't that big, but it broke the trend. You might want to get in there. Volume, boom, you get in again. Another upside move. So, but look at Open. It's dying. It's dying. It's dying. It's dying. It needs to reset. The question is for BYD, and the reason it went up is because of liquidity and excitement in the market. So now that I think about it, BYD might have a chance here. RSI is picking up on the daily. I mean, MACD. It might have a chance to repump. Oh, I'm sorry, BYND. Pff, no wonder. Might have a chance to repump. But market cap is trash. Not the market cap, the business is trash. Business is trash. The question is it a pump and dump or does it have room? This is not my expertise. I'm not going to try like pretend like I don't or like it is. It's not my expertise. I wouldn't be doing this. I'm ignoring this crap. Overnight gaps down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Overnight just gaps down. It's just not, it's too risky for me. Now, here's the view you want to see. This is what you want to look at. If you want to get long, maybe down to 250 gap fill. Just don't like this stuff, man. Maybe here, BYD doesn't look bad, right? If it consolidates for like 4 days and then the Fed cuts rates, I mean, it could go up a lot, right? It really could squeeze. It needs to become a meme stock. It could be becoming a meme stock right now. You know, who knows? Who knows? I would say you want to look at this trend. Maybe over $4. You want to catch the upside momentum. I just wouldn't buy the dip on this. I would not buy the dip and wait overnight. Supposedly the short float is 108% now. Room for another squeeze, or is it more? Oh, the short float's that okay. I see. My bad. I didn't even read the whole thing, Biggs. 108% short float. Let me check something real quick. $62. I got 62%. Yeah, I got 62% short float on BYND. Looking on FinViz. So that's still huge short float. That's still insane. I think what you do for BYD, yeah, it could be early mover. I'd say, oops, wrong charts. Okay. So what I would say is you just want to wait for it to pull back. Fed's going to cut. This could be a huge winner or a huge trade. Just because the fact that it's at 62%. A lot of people, you want to keep up with social media. I saw 62%. FinViz doesn't update that frequently though. Well, it's not going to be at 108% now. It was probably 100. I could be wrong. It was probably 108% during this, but I really doubt people are re-shorting it to 100% because they're gonna get destroyed like overnight. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really tracking this kind of stuff, but FinViz is 62%. I guess you look at it day to day. Maybe it goes back up. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't think nobody's gonna get up to 100. I think it's too dangerous for institutions to be in this shorting at shorting at a 62%. Once it gets mainstream, they're not going to do it because other hedge funds are going to go long. But it's something to keep an eye on. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. I know everybody wants to make that big winner chicken dinner. It's just not sustainable and it's high risk, extremely high risk. Keep up with the short flow. They need a short float chart that shows the short flow. That'd be great. Let me see if it's in indicators. It doesn't show like a chart. Well, it says right here, float 383 million shares daily, minus 27%. Short float 71%. I'm pretty sure this is accurate, Biggs. Yeah, I don't think it's at 100% short float because then people would be hitting the button so hard. It probably was. I bet you it was here. It was probably 100. Or no, I'm sorry. I bet you it was 100% here, and then a lot of people got squeezed out naturally. So then it's coming back down. That would be my guess. But definitely keep an eye on it. I mean, let's do a little volume profile, see what it looks like. Anchor, these are probably the best way to track it. Let's just go to when it started to pump, right? So it's at the midpoint. It could slip as far as 230. Under $2, it's dead. I'd say under 2, it's dead. And above 4, I mean, that's weird. Let's try this. Yeah, but 4 or 5. I mean, that's a lot of volume. We'll see. It needs. I'd give it more time. I'd give it more time. But yeah, that's what we got there. Okay, not bad. Let's move on. What about UiPath? Let's move over to UiPath. Power generate. Well, let me go over these two. TerraWolf finally broke down. Okay, we were waiting for this trade. I got 2 power generation names that are not ready, but which I will be watching. Oh, I'm gonna keep that up there. Like I can see the short float. This has a 34% short float. That's amazing. It's gonna squeeze. That's probably what happened to Iron. Squeeze like crazy. Don't have anything left on the notes. A little bit MP materials. Okay. So keep your eye on this. TerraWolf power generation. It needs to reset lower. It could just bounce here like Iron and keep going. We'll see. We'll see how it moves, but this is 34% short float. That's great. FLNC. Hey, Biggs, I appreciate it. I'm going to keep this up. The short float tool, I should have had that up. This one is 32% short float. Goodness sake. No wonder they squeeze. Now, when this stock gets above 30, okay, we talked about this back at 8. When it gets above 30, it's game over. It's just starting to accelerate. So I want to see more consolidation here. I literally made a video and said it'll be 21 by the end of the year. I think got to 21 so damn quick, which is outperforming you, right? Or, higher than expected. Probably want to reset on this weekly. So Fluence Energy, TerraWolf, those are my 2 winners. Where's Iron? 15%. So it's getting, it's getting squeezed out. It's probably getting reshorted. I know Galaxy Digital CoreWeave got a not CoreWeave. Who is this? Core Scientific got an upgrade, I believe. I don't really care about this stock though. I guess I should because it's that critical breakout point. Short float's 46%. No wonder these things are flying. You know what, Biggs? High five. I should have kept short float up here for, I should be keeping this up, to be honest with you. What's ENPH at? 27, that's it. Sunrun. 83. No way. Yo, Sunrun is at 83%. When this thing booms, you guys better watch it. 83% short float. That's insane. Now I'm all looking at short float on all these plays. Where's my oh, by the way, I've been doing analysis on Paladine AI. Not as bullish anymore. Okay, it's not as bullish as I thought. I'm still gonna trade it because it looks great. They could come out with some new evidence, but it's not after talking to an expert or somebody who can evaluate. Um, I think it still goes up a lot. I think it's gonna break out of this wedge. Or once it does break, if it does break the wedge, I think it goes a lot higher. But it's not game changer. I'm backing off a little bit. I'm not getting too stupid. Okay. You don't want to get stupid delusional. We also have a UiPath, which I haven't really talked about in the stream, but I like this one. I've been watching it for a couple of years. Great trade. Acceleration still taking place here. 46% short float. That's probably what that big move was. So as it gathers a little more momentum, as the Fed cuts rates, a lot of people are going to have to cover the short. It looks great today, moving a lot with, damn it, man, I'm running out of time. Well, we have Friday. I think I just ran out of time. Hold on. I'll just be patient. Damn it, I'll just be patient. I don't want to FOMO into no positions. Anyways, UiPath looks great. It came back supporting the low. Remember, this is AI intelligence. We're looking at agentic AI, very small. UBS has raised its price target for UiPath from 10 to 17. That must happen today. I'm waiting for the trend to break to really get in this. So if I go to the daily chart, okay, I want to be patient. I think the S&P is going to be choppy. But you see this daily trend rollover. How long does it last? I don't know, but I want to see it stop rolling. Or that just tells me the trend is in the short term, at least it could be a month. Once it breaks this though, then I'll be fine, right? The momentum's still picking up. Momentum is still strong on the daily, but it could go down to 14. Right? Could go down to 14. It got overbought. It's pulling back. You want to make sure that the market is stabilized. You want to make sure the VIX is really coming down. Either way, the hold of 15 is great for UiPath. Oh, I know. I wish I could trade options too in extended hours. That would be a lot better. Because now I have to, yeah, that's why I'm rushing. Okay. So you got UiPath. We're going to keep our eye on this thing. They compete with Palantir. I always thought it was trash. It was a trash company. And now they're doing some new things. They got some new management. This is C3 AI. C3 AI. Their potential is insane potential. Okay. But we just don't know. Okay. This one actually does have insane potential, just the industry that it's in. You don't want, so what I learned is that LLMs are in a bubble. You don't really want to be so bullish on LLMs other than OpenAI, which is going to, that's probably going to be the top of the market when they IPO. So you want machine learning, edge AI. You want stuff that is not dealing with LLMs. You want that AI. That's the big AI. That's the robotics. That's the generative. You don't want freaking LLMs. They're in a bubble right now. Okay. This is a non-LLM. 36%. I got to go over these short floats and start posting them. What was what was this one at? I'm still long this stock, by the way. Nano Dimensions. Okay. I think this is an Israeli company. I mean, you can't go wrong with this is what is this? A Zionist trade? Trade for Zion? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, this one should do well. I mean, I just like the trend. I like what it's doing. I like what they're doing. Manufacturing, in my view, is going to be huge coming into the future. So I like Nano Dimensions still in this one. This is all in the Discord. I don't want to go through every single chart. I posted a lot of them on Discord. I really want to just point out, what are we at, 120? I wanted to point out a couple stocks: Toast, CRM, Lululemon, Tesla, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, of course. MP Materials. Okay, this is the one that the US is buying, taking a stake in, and they finally break out. This is perfect. Break and retest. The thing went to 100. Remember, back in July, so less than a year ago, it was at $9. So it just did a 10x. The market cap currently is at 12 billion. Okay. The short float is currently at 33. That's why it squeezed. When Trump says, America's going to take a stake in this and everybody's shorting it, you can't short America, right? So it's going higher. Now that it's pulling back, this is great. It was just a blow off top. This thing went up way too much. Is it done going up? I mean, is it bottomed yet? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't want to chase anything, because if anything slips with China, it goes lower, sinks all the way back to 30. You just don't freaking know. So we wait. What I want to do is see the hold of $60. I want to see $60 hold. I want to see this MACD start to curl back up, right? Curl back up. I want to see the RSI start to bottom out. Then I'll be interested in MP Materials. Next, we have NNE. Super bullish on this stock. I think nuclear power is just probably one of the most exciting technologies, right? It's not just nuclear power. There's all these components and build and transport and refinery. It's a new energy. It's probably the most explosive energy on the planet. Not for war, right? We're all anti-war here. We need to, what is this, 26% short flow? Okay. What is Oklo? I'm kind of interested. What is Oklo at? Now that we have short float up here, thanks to Biggs. Oklo's at 44%. That probably happened in the last 5 days. What about SMR? What are we at? 30%. SMR looks good, by the way. If I had to buy any of these, it would be Nano Nuclear and SMR. Okay. We're at trend resistance from, let me take off this momentum stuff. Just look at the charts. SMR, listen, these stocks have no earnings, but in the current regime that we're in, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter. We're holding this anchored VWAP from this was from April lows. Okay. We're trying to hold the April lows. 30. I always said if we get in the 30s, it's a buy. If you have a long portfolio, I would be long instantly a little bit. I'd be long instantly, and then I wouldn't trade it until I see, obviously, this momentum start to pick up. I wouldn't trade it until the weekly retest. We're almost there at 50. Okay. But look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Nano nuclear. Okay. But it is rolling over as far as momentum. Last time, look at this. Last time, I mean, this juncture took us from a peak of 31 to 10. So it cut 60%. If we do that same measurement, we're talking from 60 to 20. So it's possible we come down to 25. That's a possibility. Just be really patient. Don't chase these. These are very unstable companies and narratives. They're not stable narratives, but they are big potential trades as long as the nuclear energy generation thing is a thing, and it is a thing, right? I can't believe Oklo is at a 44% short float, though. That's insane. Okay. I always wanted Oklo. This is my original stock. I got to stick to my rules. I can't chase it. Okay. I freaking bought Oklo down back here at like 30, and I sold it way too quick. Never bought back, got scared. And it went from 27 to 160. Missed that one. Oops. Okay. Anyways, what else we got? Yeah, so UiPath, those are my top stocks right now. Okay, top stocks: Tesla, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Lululemon, Salesforce, Toast, MP Materials, UiPath, and Nano Nuclear. BK Digital Design, what up? CRML, mining stock. Oh, Rare earth materials. I have a theory about these rare earth materials. I got so many freaking rare earths right now on my watch list. I got to get rid of some of them. The thing is, they don't have explosive businesses. They're probably going to push up in tranches. You got to chase them technically. There's so many of them. Look at that volume, 300 million. These are all trades. These are not like, oh, the business is great. The whole sector went up think of rare earth materials like altcoins. They all go up. But I don't trust any of them. I don't really trust any of them. MP materials, yes, I've been watching them for a long time. But a lot of these, so this is the one you're talking about right here. Daily chart short float 56%. Well, do they have an edge? Right, market cap 1.6 billion, not bad. Critical mining engages in the mining, exploration, development of lithium metals. Well, it's in the right sector. Mining, so that's also going to be huge for the US. Okay, well, okay, NB. Yeah, I think I have NB on here also. Do I? Maybe, maybe not. I'm going to add it on there. If you understand the business, great. It's just people just see stuff go up and they think, oh, great, let me go buy it. But you want to be careful. This one at least has a nice downtrend, right? We went from 33 to 14. Could be a nice options trade. Right now, the momentum is rolling over. I wouldn't be interested yet. Maybe when RSI gets down to the 50 mark or near 50 and we feel this gap, I feel that gap. Consolidates a little longer at 14. Still rising. Hard to say. Critical metals, where are they out of? They are out of the British Virgin Islands. This is where I get skeptical. Could be a winner, don't get me wrong, but I like American stocks. I like American stocks because the regulations, I don't know what they do in Britain. I mean, for goodness sake, if I said what they do in Britain for, you know what? I mean, Britain does some stupid stuff. All right, NB. Not saying the stock can't be good. I'm just saying out of all the choices. Here we go. This is out of Colorado. Okay, feels a little more comfortable. Colorado market cap is 800 million. Not bad. Trends picking up. NB. This is called Neocorp Developments. Let me add this on here. Lithium. Is this a lithium? I got so many damn stocks. Super alloy materials. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is rare earths. What up, Hassan? So this is rare earths. I'm going to move it to rare earths. What was that last one? CRML? I did cover any. I'll cover it again. CRML. Anyways, let me re-say that. I'm going to add this one too, sir. But this one's going to go in lithium. I got a lot of homework to do. I'm going to put this one in lithium. Got a bunch of lithium stocks there. So BK Digital says, mining stock that they have the largest mining deposit outside of China and Russia. Okay, so he has some fundamentals in it and located in Greenland. Okay. I'm going to keep my eye on it. Short float is 56%. I wonder if this is even tradable on Robinhood. Let me see. Oh, it is. Okay. Wow, the options suck though. The options really suck on this. No leap calls. Doesn't really pass my test. I have to sell puts on it. I mean, I guess shares, but yeah, it's probably not going to be a trade for me, but you can keep it on the watch list. If it does show really, really good technicals, then could do some shares on it. Probably be a share trade. Some people like it. NB. NNE. Yeah, I did cover NNE. We can cover it again really quick. NNE. Actually, no, I didn't. Did I cover it? No, I didn't cover it. I'm sorry, I didn't cover it. I was talking about it. Well, I like NNE, very small cap stock. Okay. This thing has been flirting with breakouts for 10 years, feels like. Now it did violate the trend. Okay, let's go to April. If we go to April, which was the recent low, Asan, okay, April was the the very bottom of the market went down to 17. Well, it just supported anchor VWAP from the lows. Okay. Now it did get broken down, but this type of market cap and the theme and the velocity, I'm sorry, the volatility, not too concerned. It is bouncing. When we look at momentum, it's still not done. I think it still might have some time. I did buy the other day though. I don't know if I added it on the chat. Um, I think I bought at 37, somewhere around here, 37. And I put a limit order. I just put it low and it got hit in the middle of the day. So thank goodness I added a little bit there. You were right though. It did peak out up here. I should have sold it. Should have sold more. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. I got a little bit of FOMO, maybe a little bit of delusion. I got a little delusion and said, no, it's not done yet. And yeah, should have sold up here. And bought back lower. You can always buy back lower, right? Got a little delusional, but it is breaking the trend. Look at Asan. See that? Breaking the trend looks great. Right off that VWAP. So that's probably the fair value is like 37, honestly. But it's going to trade at a premium. We'll see. The VIX is down. I think it's time to really be looking for stocks, like I said. 23% short float, not as bad as I thought. So BK Digital says that the geographical location is really important for these mines. Read my CRML description above. Reuters announced, I think I did. Reuters announced U.S. stake, then the statement was retracted. That's what the spike was on the chart. Oh, okay. I'll take a look at them. I'll take a look at them. Oh, this is probably that gap up right here from 9 to 17. Goodness sake, what a move. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep my eye on it. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Sounds like you do a lot of research. BK Digital, you should join the Discord. Give us some of your knowledge. Let us steal your knowledge and steal our information. I added a big chunk at 39. Nice. Nice. Yeah, a lot of rare earth minerals. I think this US one went up a lot. So these need a reset. A lot of these things got overblown. I think it's going to take a while, but they're going to make a comeback. I like this chart way better because it has a clear, back to 20 is pretty much where it's headed. NB, you just mentioned that. IDR, Idaho. Damn, my thing's slowing down. Triple U, copper stocks going up. Battery storage is taking a break. This is still one of the best charts in the market, though. But we want to wait for that pullback. Why is it doing this? What is this? Oh, that's what happened. Okay. It looks way better on a regular chart, but we're not using that. That thing got overblown. Okay. Cooler lost its cool, power generation, nuclear, a lot of nuclear stuff. Anyways, I'm going to finish up here. I got some stuff to do. Oh, X. Okay. That's cool. Stay on X. Yeah. Well, if you got any comments on X, for sure. Flux. Let's go Flux. Appreciate the information though, BK. Flux. Oh yeah, I saw this today. This thing can continue to run. Is this battery? Yep, lithium energy storage batteries. Yeah. Small cap, right? Yep, very small cap stock. I figured once it was moving up. So I think this one, yeah. Let's see, where are we at? This one's trying to reaccelerate 9% short float. Man, the trend is just vertical. Like I've said before, not my cup of tea. It has a lot of resistance here. And I mean, if there was ever a time, it'd probably be November or December. I just don't know if it's out of juice. But look at all this resistance. Right? So I don't want to chase that into all that resistance. Especially with the small cap. Let's go. Let's just see where it's at as far as history. Yeah, well, I mean, if it gets above 10, I want to say 10's the magic number. If it gets above this resistance, it will be interesting. Let's go back here. It's kind of already broken out. Okay. Huh. Not bad. Okay. Let's see. Flux. Yeah, Flux looks good. Right now, honestly, I'm just cautious. Okay. Let me just revisit what we did. It's not going to be a 10,000-hour video. Let me revisit what we're talking about here. We're going to go to the VIX. Okay. This was our special thing, the VIX. We wanted to see the VIX close below 20 to really start thinking about, hey, we can get long some stocks. It did close below 20, got hit like 3 times. Okay, it's might be headed for 15. Keep in mind, Trump is speaking to Xinjiang. Sorry if that was you know what. Xi Jinping in 7 days. Maybe it changes dates. There might be some volatility around that. The Fed cuts rates tomorrow. Okay, the Fed cuts rates tomorrow, or not tomorrow. I'm sorry, inflation tomorrow. Fed cuts rates next week around the same time. So the end of October, I believe, is going to give us clarity. I think that's it. End of October is going to give us clarity. We might have the VIX come down and then pop again into the end of October, and then the S&P. I don't know. Who knows? I think it goes sideways. Where's Tesla at? Did it try to make a move in after hours? Keep your eye on Tesla trying to make a move here. TLT, are yields coming down? I think they are. Yep, yields are coming down. Never mind. Yields up a little bit because TLT came down. Melly. Let's see what it looks like really quick. Mile. This is a big company. Oh, oh, this is an investment. Mercado Libre. A lot of people, I know a lot of people like, a lot of value investors like this stock. It's like the Amazon of Brazil, right? It's down, what, 70%? Goodness sake. Oh, no, 30%. I'm tripping. See where it's at. Oh, okay. Daily looks good. Looks like it's trying to recover here. It's probably a good stock to buy. I just don't trust Brazil. What is so special about this stock? Is it changing anything? No, it's probably good. From what I've heard, this is a good stock to invest in. 26% short flow. There's no way. There's no way. What's Tesla at? 18. Dang. Okay. So a lot of people shorted it. I wonder why. Partners with Brazilian retailer Casas Bahia. Market share in Brazil electronic supply. Looks like a super soaker. Super soaker retail trade rate cuts accelerates it. E-commerce. This is like a super. It's probably like an Amazon. What could it be? $1 trillion? Maybe. A lot of people like this. This is probably good for the portfolio. I wouldn't trade it personally. Not enough beta. The beta is less than 1, but yeah, probably for the portfolio. Do you want to own this or Amazon? I guess is the question. Do you trust Brazil? Does it have good alpha? What's it up in over the last couple of years? It's got to be outperforming Bitcoin for me to buy it. Since July of 2022, it's up 200. That's pretty good. 300%, not bad. From the May, from the 2022 lows, 329%. But my question is, what about the April? What did it do from April? Okay, 50%. It's compared to Amazon. So from the 2022 lows, Amazon was up 190. So it looks like it's outperformed Amazon. Yep. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. It's in Brazil. Brazil's growing big. A lot of UFC fighters out of Brazil. All right, I'm out of here. I appreciate you guys. Again, I would say if I had to make a choice, just stay patient. We want to see the VIX continuously close. Join the Discord, link in the description if you're interested. I am eyeing keeping my eye on this iron condor here. I think we're going to move sideways. I'm betting we move sideways a little bit. You can see my trade in the Discord live. Well, not live, but you can see the trades. And I'm waiting for the end of October. I've told you guys for a while, be patient. Don't chase anything. Thank you, Digital Design. Have a good one. Be patient. Don't chase anything. Look for some bottoms around here. Okay. Let me see if I can see my Twitter really quick because I had some stuff in there I wanted to share. Let's go to my Twitter. Do we still call it Twitter? I guess X. I keep calling it Twitter. Tweets. You call them X's? X's? Gotta be careful with that one. Where the hell is it? Okay, here we go. By the way, I got the new ChatGPT browser. It's pretty cool. I guess I can say, hey, ask GBT. I can ask it stuff. Let me take this off. All right. So ChatGPT is pretty cool. Anyways, let me make sure we cover everything. TLT, yeah, we covered TLT. We covered S&P seasonality. Here was my original prediction that we're down in October. We bottom in October. Okay, so let's see how close we've been so far. 7,200 by February 2020. The first correction's around the corner. This was in September, a month ago. Mutual fund tax loss harvesting, profit taking. Well, I mean, nobody's going to talk about this, but that's what it is. We bottomed early in mid-October. We bottomed in the early to mid-October so far. I could be right about that. I said early to mid. Right now, you could say we bottomed in mid-October or late October, more accurately. The buying pressure returns from deeply oversold technical conditions. We're in the middle of that right now. Deeply oversold technical conditions. Fed continues easing. We're going to get that next week. Institutional performance chasing. We're going to see that in the fund manager survey. Rolls into blow off final top in February, March. Big jump. We'll see how that plays out. Who knows? VIX. We've been talking about the VIX breath. I guess I posted it a little bit. Lululemon. Yeah, we covered everything. I think we covered everything. I think crypto is going to have a big rally, though. Crypto is going to have a big rally. That's all I have. Let's see what happens Friday with we have inflation Friday. The market is expecting 3.1%, which would be the highest print in 17 months. I think we talked about that last stream. And if it comes in lower, that's going to be great. Expecting 0.4. Okay. So if it comes in lower, the market's going to rip. If it comes in line, the market's going to rip. Well, actually, I don't know. But if it comes in higher than expected, be careful. When's the next stream? Good question. Probably when I get back to my hometown. I'm visiting some newborns right now, my niece, and so I won't be streaming till, I don't know if I'm leaving tomorrow. I won't be able to stream if I'm on the road. Probably Monday. I'm gonna say Monday, probably not tomorrow. When I get back, I'll roll back into things, but I will be tweeting, and then we'll get back on the stream. I'll throw some updates on X, but I don't know if I'll probably be going back to town tomorrow or heading back to Phoenix. But anyways, I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you. Stay tuned. And we'll catch you next time. Don't freak out. Just stay tuned into the updates. Have a blessed night. Don't forget to eat healthy. Make sure you're aging slowly. Stay young. Lift weights. Get your sleep. Go bless somebody else. Right? Make sure you have some faith in something. Believe in yourself. Help people out on the streets. Give back to your community. Do what you can. All right? Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. Stay blessed. Thank you.